Hello, YouTube! This is the Supremehaus TSH. The Supremehaus. And this is my very first black and white PO animated battle, which is pretty awesome. They're pretty much similar to Wi-Fi battles, and you can play them on the internet. Well, it's not really on the internet, but yeah, it's on the computer. It's pretty cool. And today my battle will be against A2, and he played with an EV team, which I thought was pretty interesting, so I decided to upload this. It's my very first battle. I'm excited. And I am playing in the OU tier right now, but I play everything OU, UU, 3rd gen, 4th gen, 5th gen, and singles, doubles, triples too. I think doubles are pretty fun. Triples kind of get confusing. So, but anyways, this is against A2, and let's get this battle started, shall we? Okay. Well, I lead off with my Cloister, and he leads off with Jolteon. So, that's pretty interesting. Jolteon lead, but I switch out to my, what's it called? Jirachi, yeah. So I can set up screens, because obviously Cloister can't take a Thunderbolt too well. And she switches out, so I set up my rocks first. This is the rocking and screening U-turn Jirachi. So she goes out into Flareon, and I set up my Reflect because Flareons are usually physically orientated. But this one carries Will-O-Wisp, so I get Will-O-Wisp to cut the power of my U-turn, and mostly just to get residual damage on me, I presume. Now I set up my light screen, and she goes for Wish, wow. And Burn's taking its toll, but it's not that bad, I guess. This Jirachi's basic goal is just to set up rocks and screens and stuff. So I go for my U-turn, and go out into my Hooktail, which is a Mario character, but this is actually Latios. So I go for Thunderbolt against Vaporeon. And Vaporeon goes for Ice Beam, and my Thunderbolt almost kills it. This is Specs, but, you know, it's a Vaporeon. It takes anything really well. So Vaporeon goes for Protect next turn, kind of to scout if I'm Specs or not, which, yeah, pretty much I am. I can tell you that right now. So, anyways, kind of PP stalling here, and goes for Protect again. I thought she was just going to switch, but, you know, protecting again, that's okay. It's a risky play, but she got it, so that's pretty awesome. Props for that. Anywho, this turn she just stays in and lets herself die to the Thunderbolt, so she's sure that I'm Specs, and she's gonna just go into her Jolteon right here, and I'm pretty sure Jolteon's gonna Shadow Ball, but I just, you know, I'm gonna switch into my Jirachi this time, and she does go for Shadow Ball, so that's good. I saved my Latios, which is very useful. I love Latios. Just raw power there. And I'm going to try and set up more screens, but Thunderbolt will just take me down, especially after the burn damage. Didn't have a chance. So, anyways, I go out into my Darth Chicken, because this is Darth Chicken Scrafty, who's a Darth Chicken, and she's going to set up a workup, but that's okay, because I'm going for Substitute, and I get my sub off, which is Beast. And I love Substitute, and it's a great move. So, anywho, she goes for Thunderbolt, and that breaks my sub, obviously, but I'm just going to go for the Drain Punch, and that does about 50%, and I get HP back. I'm at full health. That's great. That's all good, and I think that I can KO it. She says it's at 49% right now, and she Thunderbolts me, and I'm at 49%. I Drain Punch again, but it actually only goes down to 8%, so I must have got min-max damage type thing, you know, all that. And after Drain Punch and Recovery, I get all the way back up to 75. I'm sorry, sometimes that happens. Okay, she goes for Thunderbolt again, and I'm down to about 25%, and I Drain Punch, kill it off, get my Moxie boost, get some HP back, get some leftovers recovery, looking pretty good. I'm at kind of low HP, but, you know, that, you know, I can't help that, really. So she goes out into Nitro, and I'm not thinking about the Will-O-Wisp at all, but it hits it, you know, it comes, it doesn't hit, thank goodness. So I'm able to just Drain Punch it this turn, and Substitute the next. So I don't get burned. I mean, completely forgot about the Will-O-Wisp. That would have really screwed me over, but it's okay. It's okay. So she goes for Protect this turn, as I Substitute. I'm glad she didn't go for Will-O-Wisp again, because it probably would have hit, and that would have been bad, because then this Darth Chicken would have been, like, useless. So, good play there on her part, but, you know, it just didn't hit, so that happens sometimes. Not a very high accuracy move. So I go for my substitute, I get my sub up, I go for Drain Punch, get some HP back, and she's just gonna roar me out. So she has roar, and here's where I'm very noobish. I'm totally noob at this, really. I mean, I go for Calm Mind, I'm setting up on something that has roar. And that's just, I don't even know. Looking back at that, I wonder what in the world I was doing. Because, I mean, why would you set up on something that has roar, really? But, anyways, she goes for, I'm going for another Calm Mind, and she goes for Wish and then just roar. She gets, like, all her HP back. I should have just killed her. I don't know what was going on in my mind then. Okay, so, she gets her Wish. I go out into Hooktail to wreck some heads, and I just go Draco Meteor to kill it off. I should have just gone for Surf. Would have made more sense. I wouldn't get, you know, special attack drop, even though I'd be locked into Surf, but I think still Surf at -2 does almost as much as Draco Meteor, or you know what I mean. Okay, anywho, I go into my Darth Chicken, and it gets poisoned, but, you know, that's not horrible, I guess. It's better than burn. And I'm poisoned, so, obviously substituting's kind of pointless now, because I'll just get hurt by the poison and stuff. And I'm going to Drain Punch, thinking that'll do quite a bit, but it does almost nothing, really. And that's kind of sad. I should have just kept him in there to keep the Moxie boost, but, you know, whatever. Okay, so I'm going to go out into Gliscor, and Gliscor is going to just take all of its attacks like a beast. And it'll take the poison, because it has Poison Heal, and Gliscor is going to completely wall this thing to death. So, anyways, I'm going to try and fling my Toxic Orb at this thing, but it actually switches out into Leafeon. And at the time I was thinking that this was a defensive Leafeon. I don't know why, but I thought it was. And so, this Leafeon actually turns out to be a Swords Dancing Leafeon. So I protect on it, not knowing that it's a Swords Dancing Leafeon, and I basically just give him a free Swords Dance, which was pretty stupid. I should have just used Acrobatics to take it out. I don't know what I was thinking there either, but you know what? I'm gonna get better as I get more experience. So, Leaf Blade to me, that does quite a bit, but you know what, you can't really one-hit KO Gliscor like that, even at +2. It's max defense, max HP. I'm pretty bulky. Sorry. And, anyways, get HP back with my Poison Heal, like Acrobatics for the kill, and she goes out into Dreamer, this Espeon guy. And so I protect again to get more leftover recovery, and she goes for Calm Mind. So it's yet another sweeper. I was thinking this was a Magic Mirror kind of guy, you know, with Magic Mirror and, like, screens maybe, but you know what, seeing that it was this late in the game, I mean, should have obviously been a sweeper. So she goes for Calm Mind. Again, I go for Acrobatics. Almost kills it, not quite. Kind of sad, but you know, stuff like that happens. And I get more HP back. She goes for Stored Power, which is actually a pretty interesting set. So, Stored Power gets more powerful every stat boost you have. So I go out and do Scrafty, thinking that, you know, she doesn't have anything to hit it super effectively, but she does, obviously. I wasn't thinking there either. Hidden Power Fighting, more than likely that's what it was. Could have been Flying, but it probably wasn't. So, I go for Surf with Latios, who can take Hidden Power Fighting and Stored Power, take out the Espeon, and that is almost game there. Because all that she has left is Espeon. I can pretty much just come back in and wreck it with Draco Meteor. So I switch out to Cloyster, and I'm actually just gonna try and take it with Cloyster instead, because I love Cloyster. Cloyster is awesome. So she Toxics, wow, Cloyster, and I set up his Shell Smash. I don't really know why. It was her last Pokemon. I just felt like it. I love Shell Smash. It's such an awesome move. And I get all those boosts and stuff like that. And she goes for a Wish to, you know, she's just going to Wish Protect, obviously. Get her HP back. And I see that the Protect's coming, so I go for another Shell Smash. Because that'll just raise my, you know, all my stats more. She can't Protect forever, and yeah, after this Shell Smash, I'll be able to one-hit KO the Umbreon, no matter how annoyingly bulky it is. So she realizes that there's nothing really much she can do with the Protects and stuff. And I'm going to go for Icicle Spear this turn. And yeah, she doesn't go for Protect because she probably won't get it. And Icicle Spear, look at this. Even though this is at like +4, look how bulky this Umbreon is. It's ridiculous. So she runs right here, right before I beat her, which is kind of sadness. But you know what? That's okay, because I would have won. It would have hit one more time, taking out the Espeon, or Umbreon. And that's pretty cool. So, yeah, feel free to rate, comment, and subscribe. I would love that. Please tell me what I can do better, and besides the camera thing. I know this is a horrible camera, but you know what? I can't really do much about that. So, other than that, what could I do better? Narrations, battles, anything you'd like to see me do. And, yeah, I'll see you next time. Peace out.